big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Top of the afternoon. Oh, you know, I'm on the top of the afternoon, y'all. It's your boy B Jizzle with my big 3. That's right. I got my guy Bob, the Cannabis Cowboy, in between things down below. How you doing down there today, Bob?
Doing good, man. We got a big old dump of snow, man. It must have come down about 7 inches last night. I woke up and my car was covered, and now comes wintertime. It's here, so I'm good, man. I love it.
Just that quick. No snow last week and snow this week. And, you know, my girls down there in the nation's capital in D.C., which stands for Dallas Cowboys, is my girl Kales with the Intels.
And I have a guest star. This is Dakota Blitz.
Dakota Blitz.
Dakota Blitz.
Oh, Kales with the trinkets on the show today. Look at that, Bob.
My little elf on the shelf.
Nice.
Well, come one, come all. We welcome everybody to the show. It's the Big 3. It is the pregame show for the Cowboys and Lions on an all-important NFC matchup on Thursday Night Football. Big game. Can the Cowboys go on a 4-game win streak? Can the Cowboys hold Sonic and Knuckles under 100 yards like we've done our last 3 opponents combined? A lot of questions need to get asked, but my girl Kales has got some intels. I think slowly will be trickling in. So I know Kales has been kind of busy over there in the nation's capital, but is there anything hot and burning that everybody needs to know as we kick off the show here right now, Kales, with our Dallas Cowboys for tomorrow night?
Let's see. Oh, why is this on here? Oh, it's still loading. Okay, I'm about to say, what the hell? Helly. While that's loading up, well, the practice report did come out, and I also have the news and notes. So I will post that into OAT after the show once I review it and look at everything. But I did.
Was there anything on there that stuck out to you? I know there's news about Trayvon Diggs was supposed to come back, possibly. Think Jerry saying he was going to play, but then we're getting news that he's not. Can you explain to everybody one more time about the practice report that I know you love so much talking about here?
Okay, so with this practice report, his 21-day window opened on Sunday. They had it's technically not a practice. It was basically a walkthrough. So that was done on Sunday. It was activated. He is now with the full body team practicing and he's no longer with the rehab group. And with the 21-day window, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be revved up to play for the next game. So when Jerry says things like that, a lot of people don't know how to comprehend when it comes to the practice report. Yes, he'll be available because that's what the practice report is like. You could be available to play for the next game, but that depends on the severity of the injury, how you're moving as far as reps and everything with the team. So you can either, your game time status will either be on that Thursday game or the next game, which will be the Vikings. So it's a lot of moving pieces with that.
Yeah, so it's not like Jerry just said he's gonna come back and and he's ready to play. It's a little bit things in there. Everybody needs to understand that 21-day window. I think if I hear you correctly, that just because he's able to come back don't mean he's able to come back. And if he was able, I know my guy Bob, the Cannabis Cowboy, said he ain't ready for Trey to come back. Why not?
Listen, there's things that happen when you've got a team like we've got right now, and I don't want to say we were desperate, but they were scrambling, man. We were scrambling for answers during a time that we didn't have any. You know, once we got Quinnen and Logan and started adding those pieces, and then got healthy in the safety department, which is another thing that we didn't have for 4 weeks, was any sort of safety. You know, Savon Revel, there's guys that came in and stepped up, right? And what they did was they the whole thing that's going on right now is because of those kinds of players. I think it's sometimes counterproductive to throw a starter back in after an injury just because they're a starter and they're available. You have to play them. That's how that works. But I don't think that works all the time in the favor of the team, man. Especially sometimes it'll deflate the players who are below that person that were clawing to get into a starting position that they've done. Sometimes I think it's bad for continuity. We've seen it happen on our offensive line. It's the greatest example. When you've got an offensive line that plays 4 or 5 weeks in a row, whether they're backups or not doesn't matter. If you mix that up on the 6th and 7th week, it's going to be a problem. And the same thing can happen with singular positions like cornerback. So I don't know. I feel like we're okay without them, if I'm being honest. And
I think we are too, especially the way that defensive front has been holding down the run game, which we'll get to here in just a second. But Sarah was tapping it.
Yeah, I saw hers. My computer just finished loading up, so give me
it's all
like
good.
2 seconds
It's all good.
To pull up the injury report.
Yeah, but we got the updates here. This was a couple of hours ago prior to Detroit at a SB Nation injury report. 4 Lions out. Amon-Ra St. Brown questionable, which means he's probably going to play. I mean, Detroit Lions is already favored by 3, even with Amon-Ra St. Brown at questionable and Sam Laporta out. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But ruled out wide receiver Khalif Raymond, tight end Brock Wright, tight end Shane Zilsta, and safety Cursive Joseph with that knee, which I think is going to be critical up against this, situation with GP and CD basically taking the tops off of defense. They're missing a safety. They've got some injuries going too as well. So it looks like Detroit's not at a full bill of health. But to answer your question, long story short, Prototype, it looks like he's questionable. So more than likely, he's probably going to play, especially with the Lions' favorite. Bob, how are you feeling about those injuries with that safety and Amon-Ra St. questionable for the Cowboys tomorrow night?
Any starters on defense that are missing against this offense that we have with the Cowboys is a problem. The mismatches are already there with starters in the game. We did it against Philly, a great defense. We did it against Kansas City, another pretty damn good defense. We've played some good defenses, and in this little run we're doing, it shows that it's we got a mismatch, we're going to exploit it, man. That's why I think Pickens is probably going to be our offensive MVP, because I think he's just going to go the hell off. If I'm being honest, we're neglecting to understand that we're going to be at Detroit, which is a problem, and they've got killer running backs. But we put up points, man. And if Dak just comes out feeling confident and does what he's supposed to do, these wide receivers are going to be all over that back end. And I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm really conflicted with this one, man, because.
Well, what if I told you, you remember saying that this defense would hold Ashton Jeanty to under 50 yards, and they held him to 7. How about Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts? Yeah, they were like 30 or 40 yards. And then how about we also held Kareem Hunt in check? So for the last 3 games, this defense is poised, and I'm just calling it now. This defense comes out and holds Sonic and Knuckles, and we get this W. It's putting the league on notice. We have held the top running backs across the league with this newly revamped defense. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse, because my guy Sterling's tapping in. He say, "What up, BG? Got a big 3. Got a question for you, 3, or more opinion, because read something on one of BG's posts." It's all about our year mentality. Should fans want that, or do you just want the team to lose? I'm not sure if I'm following you correctly, but I mean, we're on a 3-game win streak. Of course, it's our year. We beat the 2 Super Bowl champions. And I know my girl Kel said, I ain't saying all that. I mean, because we were the most watched regular season game of all time, Bob, with 57 million viewers on Thanksgiving Day, as somebody just chimed in and said the Eagles got booted from a primetime game.
Yeah.
It must be hard out here for a pimp.
And I think somebody else got flexed too. I have to go back and look at that. But
I mean, should fans want that? I think it all depends on the fan. I mean,
yeah,
that's all up to you. I mean, if you don't think it's even possible, then maybe you don't want it. But again, should we want other fans to think a certain way? I don't know, man. Well, I mean, the fact that we were actually loud at home on a couple of games was pretty impressive, if I'm being honest, man. That's not usually how we roll. Our fans usually sit on their damn hands as a whole in that stadium. We're not one of those ruckus stadiums, and the last 2 games at home have been pretty rough, man. So I'm loving it.
Yeah,
well, I know where it's coming from, and I'm gonna let you get to it in just a second, Kels. I'm gonna pull this clip up. You know, there was this clip that's going around, and I shared this on a TBT to let y'all know that our our offensive lineman Tyler Smith had something to say when the media asked him at training camp, getting off the bus, about a Super Bowl. And I want y'all to hear what Tyler Smith had to say.
Expectations for this football team?
Super Bowl champions. That's always the expectation. So, yeah.
I think that's a realistic goal.
I think it is a realistic goal because we can win the Super Bowl. Like, why not? Why can't we win? Do you think it's unrealistic?
Do you think the roster to do that?
I think it is in place to do that. Yes, sir.
Why can't we win it? I like that question. Why can't we win it, Kels? Why can't we win it, Bob? Let me just ask my guy in the comments, Sterling, why else can't we win? Why can't we win it? Everybody says we got the help of the refs right now, Kels. Isn't that funny coming from Chiefs fans, hearing Chiefs fans saying, oh, the Cowboys is paying the refs? Oh, really?
Listen, if the Cowboys was paying the refs, we would have had more Super Bowls by now. So
if anybody was paying the refs, they would have been having more Super Bowls.
Hello.
I mean, if Jerry wanted a Super Bowl, he could literally just pay for it. But I knew that was going to be the slander when we got to run, because
the reason why. Who was the referee? Oh gosh, brain fart.
Sean Hockley?
No. Not for this one. For the Thanksgiving.
Oh, the hair lip dude.
Hussey.
Yeah,
there you go, Hussey.
Yeah.
Hussey. I think they're mad because John Hussey is a big Mahomes lover, and Mahomes is a big John Hussey lover. That's why I said they're like BFFs.
Well, what's this going around saying that the refs threw the game because they wanted to stick it to Patrick Mahomes? Is that more fake news, or is that legit?
I ain't even going into that. But we all know that John Hussey has a fixation with the Chiefs, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes. He always go for the Chiefs' favor, whether it's on the road or it's home. So I think they're mad. The Chief fans are mad because John Hussey did not work in their favor.
Oh, he flipped the script on them. And that's what Chiefs fans
a
are
lot
mad
of people,
about.
But see, the thing is, I think he's being watched under watchful eyes, because I think a lot of teams have been putting in a grievance with whoever the organization is for, like, the referees and everything, about how John Hussey moves when it comes down to the Chiefs, and how he favors the Chiefs, and sometimes he favors the Eagles as well. So I think that's why he pulled back, and then he actually officiated the game the way that it was supposed to be officiated. Because he didn't give no slack to Dallas, because those penalties that we did get, even though they were under 10, I think we got like 5 or 6 maybe
7
penalties. 7.
Yeah,
I saw where those penalties was.
Well, check this out, Bob. In case those that didn't know, Jacksonville Jaguars currently lead the league in penalties, and the Cowboys are ranked just below the New York Giants. We don't even lead the NFC East with 94 penalties. So for everybody saying that the Cowboys is getting favoritism, I mean, how are we in the top 5? When has the Chiefs been in the top 5 of penalties ever? I'll wait.
I like that how New York just jumped in front of us for that last game they played. Yeah, that's insane. You know, I don't know what to say about any of that, man, because you know we talk about a new mindset, and that you know, the culture and all these wonderful catchphrases we like to do. Maybe the penalties don't have to do with that. I mean, honestly, we did have a pretty crazy defense for a while, and I think maybe we could probably get around and tighten these nuts a little bit. I think, especially going towards the playoffs, I think those things are going to happen a little bit less. But it is still odd after all the advances we've made with this team and all the cohesiveness we've had with this team that we're still suffering with that kind of stuff.
Well, I like our chances, especially with a backup cornerback in Detroit with a already struggling, you know, defense in the secondary with GP and Dak Prescott. And I'm just like, throw a slant to GP every time. Let's hear what GP had to say to the media about running slants.
That matter.
George, you've been so successful with slant routes. Why are you so successful in those?
Just certain leverage, you know.
Y'all suck.
Just getting open.
When you see the potential leverage, I guess how excited, and you know you're running a slant, I guess how excited do you get?
I've kind of beat both of them. So, like, sometimes I don't even have the leverage. And I still catch it. I feel like slant's not, you know, like not too much. It's a short route. So everything is just pretty much me. If he guards me and I make a contested catch, or I just cook him off the line.
When you different ways you won your slant. I mean, Shadi talked about you got a different kind of slant.
Yeah, I got a, you know, just a quick twitch. So, like I said, like I was telling him, whether he's inside, I can do a certain move to make him get outside. If he's outside, I can leave him there. It's a lot of stuff.
So I know it's not just like shit. I mean,
Come on.
Randy Moss was on TV. Like, don't let him run the slant. Don't let him run the slant.
Yeah.
You saw that? He's
Yeah.
like, can they stop you from running the slant if you want to run?
Nah, it's kind of inevitable. It's going to happen regardless. Yeah, that's why I really can't really describe it. It's going to kind of happen regardless. Because I done beat it against 2-man. I done beat it against man, 3, 4. Right. So it's a window thing with that.
It's a window thing for sure, man. I am ecstatic that the Cowboys got GP3 in the offseason. I think he's probably I think at one point I thought Joe Milton was the best acquisition, and that was before we busted Javonte Williams out of plastic. And now he is 45 yards short of 1,000 yards going into game 13. So before we get into this pass game with GP and Dak, how are y'all feeling about this running game? Do we see Javonte Williams against Detroit eclipsing 1,000 yards on Thursday Night Football? Bob, I want to hear your thoughts.
For sure. All he needs is 45, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, he's getting 45. He's getting 100 plus, if I'm being honest. I'm saying that right now. Was that
your hot take that you didn't want to share? Or was
no, the other one. Okay. The other one was that the 2 running backs of Detroit are not going to combine for 100 yards against us.
I like it.
That's what I'm saying. That's a little bit more realistic, but I think Javonte has the chance of going off, because I also think Pickens is going to go for 100 yards. So I think it's going to be a field day, if I'm being honest, man, because I don't know if this defense is going to be able to keep up with us, man.
Yeah. Kels, how are you feeling about Javonte eclipsing 1,000 yards, especially after last season when we did it with an undrafted free agent Enrico Dowdle, and now going into game 13, we got a 1,000-yard rusher in Dallas now.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've watched a few Detroit Lions games to prepare these notes. They're committed to taking away the run. I think this is going to be, I'm not going to say that they will, that they won't establish the run, but it's going to be difficult to get that run going.
Yeah.
So,
well, is it because of the physicality of Aiden Hutchinson and this defense of the Detroit Lions? Is that what you're thinking? Maybe Aiden's poised to have a big night on Thursday Night Football. I mean, the Detroit Lions are favored by 3.5.
Yeah. So So let's talk about this Lions defense, who is led by Kelvin Shepherd. And one thing that I have noticed with this defense is they definitely miss AG. Kelvin Shepherd, he's a good DC. However, he does not have those elusive, splashy defensive plays that Aaron Glenn had when he was the DC. So this 2025 Detroit Lions defense scheme is a hybrid, shifting between aggressive pressure packages and more conservative zone coverage. This team has historically relied on a strong pass rush with this 4-3 base defense. But the scheme emphasizes confusing blitzes from various players and an increased reliance on man-to-man coverage.
They're playing man at almost at a 50% clip this season.
Right.
Which definitely spells well for CD and GP, because mano y mano, I like 88.
Right. Though recent struggles have led to a temporary shift back to more zone looks. When it comes to so we already talked about that. They do blitz frequently. They use their linebackers and their DBs to create confusion. Let's see. They do create a lot of mismatches as well. This is a 10 penalty per game defense that we're getting ready to go against. And also with them doing press and man coverage, sometimes they add in a too high shell, but they're not the best. They don't miss a lot of tackles. They are only playing one coverage throughout this entire season, and that cover is cover 1. They are recycling a lot of plays.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are playing right now. They are playing a single high safety. Their safeties will come downhill. Hutchinson, am I saying his name right? Hutchinson, yeah.
Yes.
He's not the same like he was last year.
He's still Aiden Hutchinson. I think he did make a sack for a game-winning sack this season too, as well. He's going to be hunting Dak.
Right, but we know he's not the same after that injury that he had. But he is a long, high effort defensive end. They do a lot of double A gaps. They're not getting, and this could work in our favor too. They are getting to the QB. They are giving up a lot of pressure, 600 yards and 70 touchdowns in the passing game during the last couple of weeks. So basically, they're pretty too simplistic. And how that can work against, like with our offense, this is going to be a difficult game to run. This will be a play action game, and this is something that Dak will do because he definitely did it. And because like I said, I watched that Chiefs game again. Dak was pushing Andy Reid's team, in Spags defense, into zone. And I don't know what it is, because Spags is like the twin to Vic Fangio. He runs a lot of cover 6 as well. But Spags cover 6 layout, Dak was running all through them.
Well, Dak is also the best at escaping the blitz, Bob. And with that being said, I think he's only been sacked 17 times this season. I think maybe twice in the last 3 games, especially with Nate Thomas coming in to fill for Tyler Guyton on that ankle injury. Did we see Dak go through another game without being sacked? I mean, that's that escaping the blitz. The way
They're
this
quite
offensive
good.
line is playing?
They're
Yeah,
sneaky good, man. People, no one's talking
they
about
are.
the offensive line. I mean,
Yeah,
they've held their own, especially for being a little bit of pieces here and there missing and moving around at the beginning of the season. I think it's been
yeah, and
it's been really, really good blessing to have that.
yeah, and on paper they're good, and I mean, like I said, you could tell just from like paper is different from what you see on the field, but on the field you could basically see, and it's right there that AG is missed, and to come up on with that part as far as with Dak and pushing into zone, because this offense can force them into a true zone and control them going into bunch formations. Like I said, because they're very simplistic. This is going to be a lot of passing game for QB1. This is the game, if in my opinion, this will be the game to use our 12 personnel and let the two tight ends be Fergie and big body Brev. Don't put Scooney in it. If not Brev, then definitely Hunter Lemke, because Hunter Lemke has been operating as a TE2B since the Raiders.
Yeah.
That is a fact. And with that being said, Tyler Smith had something else to say about Nate Thomas, which Kells alluded to us out on the post-game show after last game where Dak wasn't sacked and Javonte Williams is now closing in on a 1,000-yard season. Had this to say about Dak escaping the pocket and also Nate Thomas.
What's allowed you to keep Dak clean the last 2 weeks? I don't think he was sacked the last game.
I mean, obviously, it's been a collective effort. It's been everybody in the blocking unit. And then Dak makes great throws. Like, there are some times when the protection isn't as clean and he just makes a great throw and gets the ball out. He kind of prevents that. But that's something that, we take pride in. And we're definitely always trying to get better and, continue to keep him clean, continue to pick up blocks, blitzes and stuff like that.
What have you seen from Nate Thomas filling in for Guyton?
I mean, I think he's come in. He's done a great job. He's really – he's practiced hard at both left and right tackle. He's come in the game and really just displayed the physicality that he has and, the athleticism and the stoutness that he has at the point of attack. So I think, as he gets more reps under his belt, he's only going to continue to get better for sure.
So It looks like we're going to have the same offensive line against the Chiefs versus the Lions. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. As far as the front, yeah. This is going to be a 5-splash play game. And the last piece of note I have as far as with our offense, this is going to be a great day for the slants, and who none other is the beast when it comes to the slants.
GP.
GP, are you with me? Bob, I know you've been riding with Dak. You've been calling Dak, saying Dak's got to command the offense. And, Chill had to ask Dak a couple of questions the other day about the confidence on the records going into the postseason. And then I want to get your take on, is Dak going to command this offense again versus the Lions after this? Let's listen to what Dak got to say.
3 as a rookie in the middle of a long winning streak, 12-5,
okay.
12-5, and 12-5 a few years ago. Have you ever felt more confident in your team going into December?
I don't know if I have. That's a great question. Yeah, especially as you said. You don't tell me. Especially going into December, just on the simple fact of we didn't play good ball early, and now we're starting to catch our stride. We're starting to figure out who we are on not just offense but defense and as a team. And it's fun. I can tell you that. I've been on other teams where you started off hot and you're at this time of the year trying to figure out what you've got to do to get back on the horse, and to have the momentum we do right now, the confidence, and not just that, the right guys in the locker room who understand where we are, who understand that this is the most important time of the year, and showing that in just their daily prep and throughout the week is fun.
So I want to ask you this before I get your thoughts on that. Right quick, Bob, do you believe that Dak Prescott can lead the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
Why?
I mean, we almost did it. We almost did it with a young Dak Prescott that had major firepower, and it came down to a catch that wasn't a catch. You know what I mean? There's been times that we've had very close to almost all the pieces to make this run, but now in a very weird way, we seem to have all of them right now in the middle or close to the end of the season, which is a very weird thing. Yes, if we by some stretch of the imagination can get into the playoffs, we are going to be a problem for people. Like I always say, there's always a group of young people who don't know anything about what the Cowboys have or have not done for the last 30 years. And they forget they don't really deal with all the stuff that we deal with as fans. They're just coming in trying to prove things. And this is kind of one of those teams where they don't worry about the history of whether they've lost for 30 years or anything like that. They're here now, and they're producing right now at such a high level that all the people who were talking ish about them at the beginning of the season are now riding them so hard about them being such a scary team, because it's the thing to talk about. Their rise has been meteoric. So I honestly think that the defense and the offense really can, especially Dak, can get us to the Super Bowl and play. But I just don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that we did too many bad things at the beginning of the season to mathematically have it go for us. If we want to win the division, Philly's got to lose a few, and we got to win all of them. It doesn't seem, there's a couple games that we know Philly's going to win, man. You know, and then if not, we have to worry about San Fran.
No. Philly should have beat Chicago Bears, but they didn't.
I don't know. I feel like it, you know, I don't know.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm a little miffed, man. I'm also hiding how excited and happy I am for this team, because I'm trying to temper it all, but I am absolutely jumping out of my skin at the beginning of all of these games, especially the last 4 weeks, because Pickens, Javonte, dude, honestly, guys, we have a great team. And it's someone like me who's really, really jaded, man. I'm just trying to keep it calm because I don't want to get hurt if mathematically we can't get it in.
Here's my
I got the same question for you, Kels. Do you think Dak Prescott could lead us to a Super Bowl this season?
And I have the perfect response to this, and I'm going to use Louis Riddick from First Take that he said on August 24th. Why do we keep attaching everything that happens with Dallas, Super Bowl, regular games, whatever, simply to Dak Prescott? He is not 53 guys wrapped in one.
But
how many times have I said that?
But I've also heard.
I don't mean to spaz out, but
I remember when Louis said that.
Not the only one. It takes a lot. It takes what you do: scouting, coaching, front office.
Well, that was my point. Although all those pieces that were really not clicking for so long, they're clicking now with this team.
Well, and that's what I'm going to say. Yes, Dak Prescott this year, the Dak Prescott playing right now, yes, he can lead this Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl. And the reason why I bring that up is because everybody is scared to say Super Bowl, Dak Prescott, and Dallas Cowboys in the same sentence. Now, if we beat the Detroit Lions, which I firmly believe in my heart of hearts we will, we'll see Dak maybe go on that run. But you're right, Kels. A lot of things have to happen and line up. Yeah. And he's not one man. I agree, but he can lead this team.
Right. But my thing is, my issue is not with his leadership. Now, have we wasted years? Yes, because even with Mike McCarthy's era, we had some good runs with that.
Man, that play calling,
the play calling, that has always been the issue. It's either play calling.
That was the divide between Shoddy and Mike McCarthy.
Right. And even before Mike McCarthy. Okay, so Dak has only been under the leadership of, this is his third head coach. He had Garrett, McCarthy, now Shoddy. Even with Garrett, it went downhill once Bill Callahan left. I'm going to be honest with you, because Dak's rookie year with Bill Callahan, because Bill Callahan also brought that Romo's 2014 division win. They weren't clicking. Jason Garrett and Jerry Jones wasn't clicking because Bill Callahan really wants to run the ball, but they wanted to keep Dak as a pocket QB, which is not his position as a QB. So we have wasted when it came to personnel, coaching, and play calling on some of we could have had a Super Bowl ring with Dak years ago.
Well, I don't want to get too far off a soapbox. I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that because Dak asking about confidence going in. I mean, the Cowboys win versus the Detroit Lions. Look, we got the Vikings, then we got the Chargers. Oh, I'm sorry, we got the Vikings, we got the Chargers, we got the Commanders, and the Giants. The Cowboys could win out if we get this win in Detroit. But let's hear what CD says because he thinks it's going to be a heavyweight boxing match.
You had more than your fair share of reps against a Dan Campbell-led Detroit Lions team. What's it like going up against a team that tries to out-physical you and tries to bully you?
I find fun in that. That's where football is, and then sometimes the ref will let you play, and then sometimes they won't. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as the physicality of the game, I know what's going to happen, and I know that these DBs, they like to put hands on, and then they run a lot of man, and they're going to be in your face. So you know what's going on in this fight. It's just on like how you going to prepare for it. It's almost like a boxing match.
Almost like a boxing match, Bob. It's going to be physical. We know that the Detroit Lions, they are tough, rough. They got a lot of Motor City grit, and I don't care who's on the field. You know that team is going to emulate Dan Campbell. They have taken on this guy's identity in more ways than one. It's going to be a dogfight in these trenches. How are you feeling about the way the physicality of this game can match up, Bob?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be. I honestly feel like it's going to be one of the more trenching games, if I'm being honest. But I still have us winning. You know, I have us winning it. Again, that's just maybe my heart talking.
Oh, what's your prediction? Go ahead. Let me get it. What you got? You got a prediction?
34-14.
34-14. I like it.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if we're going to go through the whole screwing up in the first half and then coming back kind of thing. I think we might be able to. I think we might go back and forth a couple times with them on a score, but I think we're going to run on them eventually at one point. I think we're going to figure out what they're doing because their personnel, they're going to have to change the way they play the game because of the personnel they have out. And those changes are going to be apparent, I think, to this team. I'm very confident in what our coach is doing or their coach is doing at halftime now. So anything that we are lacking in the first half, I feel like we remedy it enough to be successful in the second half. So I got faith in all this team right now. It's really scary.
Well, Kels, Eberflus and his 5-man front. You know, Eberflus has turned the corner with his defense since coming out of the bye. It looks like a total different team. Now, I know some fans are saying it might be too little too late, but I think the way that this team is playing, should they shut down this run game again? You got to remember, we've shut down 3 of the biggest teams' run games in the last 3 games, which the Cowboys is 1. So let's listen to Kenny Clark, who Jerry Jones traded Micah Parsons for from Green Bay to stop the run.
5 down front, that's a big boost for the run game, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Just, first, especially on first, second down, you got guys, they want to, run the ball and try to establish something. Just not, just sitting in our, our over front or our under front all game. We switching up our alignment, switching up our fronts, and, making the offense kind of react to us. And, we all, up front, we expected to win up front. We get one-on-ones or whatever the case may be. And I just think we taking advantage of those.
Kels, how you feeling about this Flus defense?
So,
are we going to see more of the same with this 5-man front coming up?
Well, when you look at, to answer your question, when you look at this Lions offense, we know that the OC is John Morton and their O-line coach is Hank Farley. This is like a modern pro style offense with elements of the air raid. They're very heavy on play action and RPOs. Yes, we know about Jared Goff, Sonic and Knuckles, but a lot of people are leaving out Tesla and that menace of a Jameson Williams. Williams, if I was Donovan Wilson, more than likely you'll be covering him. You got to go 5 yards back because if you go and run up on this Jameson Williams cat, he's basically going to be like 10,000 miles ahead of you by the time Donovan, by the time Wilson
is Jamison Williams faster than Cavonte Turpin? I don't know. Bob, Kels?
They're about the same, but he's like, he has been holding it down for since.
That last play, Cavonte, when he broke, boy, he's pretty damn quick.
Yeah,
he's fast and quick.
His little feet get going like this.
Yeah, his feet. That's why I said Donovan Wilson, back up 5 yards, and when he come up to you, then you do whatever you have to do. We also know that Dan Campbell has been playing calls after the team relieved John Morton of his play calling duties. Their passing game we already talked about that. It also utilizes some West Coast influence, like the pre-snap motion, play action, screens, and bunch formations. As far as personnel, they do use the 11 personnel, which is one running back, one tight end, 2 wide receivers, and the 12 personnel, which is one running back, 2 tight ends, 1 wide receivers. They do as well run the 21 personnel. I like the 21 personnel too, which is 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver, and the 13 personnel, which is 1 running back, 3 tight ends. We have, I know the Cowboys have done that. They have done that in preseason. I want them to bring it back in regular season. The offense aims to get first downs with high accuracy plays and is willing to take risks on 2nd and 3rd downs. They are very compromised in the middle, which means our big
smell like Kenny Clark, smell like Osa Odigizua, smell like Quentin Williams.
You remember when I tallied up everybody's weight, we're talking about close to 4,600 pounds.
Whole lot of USDA beef up in that fridge in the front.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. And this will, Jadeveon Clowney, he is questionable.
Yeah.
But he's a game day.
Yeah, what's going on with him? What is that? What's that injury he got? Because I know I read something there too. Okay, hamstring. Okay. Oh, he must have pulled that while he was chasing down Patrick Mahomes in that game. Huh?
And see, this
old man, stretch them legs, old man.
So this will be the game once our interior will try to contain their O-line. This will be the game where Jadeveon Clowney could swift around, run, and tackle Jared Goff. They're going to run the ball. So be prepared for that. And when I was talking about their motion, they do motion 65% of the time. Their backs set up their blocks so the guards can press the line. Is going to press our linebackers. They are a 60-yard game waiting to happen in the run game. They will go for it on 4th down, even when they are backed up on their own 40-yard line. And to say that when it comes to our defense, we are at the advantage of having this 5-man front in the middle to go up against their offense and contain their C gaps.
Well, we ain't got to worry about Jared Goff scrambling. I know Amon-Ra St. Brown is questionable and Sam Laporta's out. It looks like they got some.
Will get that ball out there, whether it's a pick or it goes to one of his receivers. He will get the ball out there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, no, Jared Goff and Dak Prescott has applauded him for his recent successes and all that. Yeah, and we know Jared Goff has been to a Super Bowl and all of that and everything, but I don't think Jared Goff has faced this defense yet, like Patrick Mahomes, like Jalen Hurts, like Geno Casino. But it's going to be interesting, and we still need your predictions. So I think I got your predictions. So you want to give our predictions before we get out of here today? We got a few more minutes for Kels to go over some more details, and I need to get your picks from you, Kels, or your predictions. But I think, Bob, you called it out. You said Sonic and Knuckles under 100 yards?
Yeah, they will not get 100 combined. I think Javonte does get 100. And I'm hoping Clowney, if he plays, I'm just a big fan of his for some reason. Since he joined the team, I've always actually been a fan of the guy. He's just been solid. He doesn't really waver. He doesn't get in trouble. He doesn't seem to be an issue all the time.
I think both him and Tyler Guyton have been ruled out, if I'm not mistaken, right, Kels?
Okay.
For Thursday
Well, that's
game?
a bummer.
Yeah.
But Pickens, I think, is going to go off to, I don't know. We've got the ability to light it up, if I'm being honest. And we also have the ability to slow down their offense. So, I try not to be too like Cowboys. We're going to definitely win this one, but there's a great chance that we do. And there's a great chance we win the rest of them after if we do win. So
I know if we can hold this
me.
Sonic and Knuckles under 100 yards like we did Saquon, like we did Kareem, or Saquon and Mr. Hunt over there, and all of those running backs, Kels. Do you have your prediction ready there for did you give it to me earlier and I just didn't write it down?
No.
Gibbs is different. Gibbs is a different kind of running back, though.
Gibbs is a different beast, but like I said, that Jameson Williams, that's because if they can't get Sonic and Knuckles going, then they definitely going to put in Jameson Williams, because the last few games, that's what happened. And
Jameson Williams, I drafted him early in the league, and he wasn't doing shit in the first 5 weeks. I think I dropped him, and I think maybe a couple weeks later, he got interjected into the offense. And I think that was around the time where Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling duties. And so, we're going to see some mix up. Y'all know Dan's going to be going for it. Dan Gamble, Gamble, of course, is going to be in the building on Thursday Night Football. You know he's going to take some chances. But I think this defense and George Goff haven't seen each other yet, and I think our defense will be the key to beating this team.
Their linebackers, Alex Anzalone. Yeah.
Well, Dak has only been sacked twice in the last three games now.
About him, the thing about him, if I'm not mistaken, he lines up on, if I'm defense, he lines up on the left, which means he's going to be on Terrence Steele right. And I think that's going to be a good matchup, because one thing about Terrence Steele, even though he gives me the blues, he can contain that linebacker that's going to spy the LB. That's going to spy the QB and the left defensive tackle and defensive end. If they're not fast, he could get to them before they will get to him. So I think that's going to be a good matchup on that. My prediction, I'm going to call this game, the Star is bringing the Motown hits.
Sound like a little remix. Motown and Motown. I got you. I like it.
It's bringing the Motown hits.
So what 4 numbers on the jukebox do we need to push for a Cowboys win?
I had a Temptation song in my mind.
Bob's got 34-14. I've got 31-28. If you haven't given us your predictions, make sure you're doing the comments below.
It's going to be a game. It's not going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be payback because
from last year, 49-7 or something like that.
They came to our trap, took over our trap, dog walked us with a 47-9 or something like that.
Fuck your couch.
Yeah, they definitely did a Rick James in our house. I don't think it's not going to be that. As much as I would love to see a 40 burger, but I don't see it.
I think we'll get close.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's I don't know. It's gonna be like 38. Not 38.
Your predictions for Thursday Night Football, Kills. What is your prediction?
I'm trying to tell you, stop singing, damn it.
Y'all let us know your predictions down below. It's Hump Day shenanigans with the Big Three. Let's go.
It's gonna be like 30-28. 30-28.
30-28. Kills got a close one. I got 31-28. Y'all make sure and leave your predictions down there below. The Big Three is 3-0 on the last 3 weeks. Hopefully we'll go 4-0 tomorrow. hopefully our Cowboys understand the assignment, Bob, because how are you going to feel after the Cowboys knock off the Detroit Lions? I'm just going to speak it, baby. I know this defense is coming, baby. They're playing for March on. How you going to feel, Bob? I want to know.
I'm going to feel really, really excited. I might just start talking about, I might just start saying this stuff that everybody, I might just start saying some stuff, man. I'm just going to say, because listen, if we just on paper all this right now, what is the biggest, the strongest team that we will face in the next 5 weeks? And this is it. That's not to take anything away from Minnesota. That's not to take anything from Cindy or the Chargers or
because I'm hearing that their quarterback in Minnesota may be coming back or something like that, or even Jaden Daniels with the Washington Commanders. Things could change over the next couple of weeks for sure. But I just wanted to ask you how you feel because that's important.
Yeah, he came in as limited, but you know what? This is my thing.
How you gonna feel, Kales?
I'm gonna feel good. I'm gonna feel good.
You gonna feel just good on a 4-game win streak?
Down low. She's playing it down.
I'm like this. They are closing out this 4 back-to-back game gauntlet. So, I feel good if they're gonna when they pull out this win. We cannot. I'm gonna be honest with you. We can't afford to lose a game, but this is not the game. We cannot lose any NFC games.
Yeah, that's why I say everything's on the line. It's like win or go home essentially on this game. And I think the Cowboys, the way this defense, the way this offense is set up, it's the only way the Dallas Cowboys lose tomorrow night is we beat ourselves.
Yeah, and if we are to lose a game, it will be the AFC game, and we only got one more, and that's the Chargers. I would take that, but we can't.
I could see that
the NFC.
I could see that, or maybe even Minnesota, which I hate to say because I will be at the Minnesota Vikings game.
But that's in NFC. We have to win that. We have to. Right. We basically got to run the NFC table.
Well, they're saying
hope a bunch of NFC a bunch of NFC teams lose. Like we just, this weekend didn't do us any help at all. All the ones that we needed to lose won, and that's kind of the trend that I'm worried about. If I'm being honest, that's the problem with making that late push, because once it starts really truly being out of your hands as a team, and it's up to some other teams to lose, that's really the hardest time. That's the hardest time to be a fan because there's so much up and down. That's what and it's also the reality of it all. Really, the only way I think we get in is through the division.
Yeah, that's what I said. We can't lose any.
What if I told you that most of the sports or most of the primetime games this season, right? The teams that have been favored, which case an example, Detroit Lions are favored by 3.5 points right now. What if I told you that all the teams that weren't favored actually went those prime games, except for maybe 2? Things you got to pay attention to, because we know stranger things have happened, especially between Detroit and Dallas when it comes to the referees, right?
Yeah, and again, we need to see a little bit more of an implosion on Philly's part. That's really going to be the key to all this. If it's worse than what we see, then eventually it's going to boil over and be bad. But exactly, if Philly fumbles, and again, it could be like, I think they lose 2, we win 2. And continue to win out. That could be the key for us. Really beating Washington and New York is a must anyway. But I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very honest. Like, I'm looking at Philly's schedule right now.
Yeah, I think Kel's been the most honest with us on this show than she does, Bob.
Don't be lying.
Why you always lying? I'm just kidding.
But one thing about, like, looking at this Philly schedule now, it's going to be a tough road because they
got some tough games here left, right?
They play the Chargers. They play the Chargers.
So do we
this week. So that's my
okay. Who you got? You got Philly or the Chargers? I got Philly.
Bob, I think I got
who you got? Chaos, who you got?
I think I
got.
Again,
they're losing games.
Right,
so
and I'm gonna be honest.
I know I'm picking them to win, and they're actually losing. So that's the method I'm kind of sticking.
I'm gonna be honest with you, because the tape, they got more tape with Saquon Barkley with only 2 years. This will be 2 years with them. A lot of teams have basically prepped more for Saquon Barkley as an Eagle more than they have when he was with the New York Giants. And a lot of teams, even after that first week when they played us, they have kept Saquon Barkley. A lot of teams have kept Saquon Barkley under 100 yards. So like Chicago, they kept
well, they got some politics going on in that locker room and that staff. I mean, it's the stinking Philly's bad right now.
But my thing is, damn that. When I looked at that Chicago game, that Al Harris, Lord, I miss Al Harris. He is not only working with the DBs, he is also the defensive play action coordinator. I think I said that backwards. But anyway, he basically game plans for the defense, and he kept Saquon under 100.
Yeah, so the Al Harris effect's going on big time in Chicago.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that I have a feeling they're going to lose to the Chargers. They're definitely going to win. They're definitely going to win against the Raiders. They play a good upset for the sports book. That'd be a good upset for the sports book. Yeah, they play Washington in week 16. That's going to be.
I think Jaden Daniels might be trending. I think he's trending towards coming back in the next couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Which can make it very interesting. I mean, because Marcus Mariota's playing. I mean, they played tough over there in this last game, on this Monday night game. I think the Washington Commanders did. They look really good with gray hair Marcus.
Yeah, I don't know, because a dislocation can take a minute. I don't know. But I mean, thank God it did not require surgery. Washington, I don't think Daniels will be back for that game, but that's going to be.
Oh, he'll probably be back for our game, the second to last game, because we got our 2 last division games of the season, and there's not been a repeat.
But that team is beat up. I mean, even if Jaden Daniels come back.
But look, I mean, let's not forget, this has been week-to-week league. Teams that weren't supposed to win against teams that were supposed to win has been at like an all-time high this season.
So I was watching the Commanders station yesterday. Who do they play? Who's their next game? Who do they play? So basically, if they lose,
they play the Giants next. Not this week, but next week, week 15. This week, the Giants play.
I'm talking about Washington.
Yeah, Commanders play the Giants next week. Washington this week. Who do they play? I think. Where are they at? Where are they at this week? Damn. Oh, Minnesota.
So if Washington lose to Minnesota, which more than likely they are, they will be eliminated. So what will happen when they come to us, when we go to them on Christmas, they're not going to play any of their starters. They're going to take their starters out because they ain't got nothing to play for. So they're going to put in like their second and their third string teams in.
So the key really essentially is, in a nutshell, the Cowboys need to win the games to stay in the driver's seat, and we need the Philadelphia Eagles to lose NFC matchups so we can also win our NFC East matchups to take the division, right?
Out of the 5 games, Philly is going to win maybe 3, and they're going to lose 2 because I don't see Philly beating Buffalo in week 17. But the Washington games, which is week 16 and week 18 for them, more than likely they'll win those games. They'll win the game next week against the Raiders, and then they'll win this week. No, they will lose this week to the Chargers.
Well, we need the Cowboys to win, and that is the first order of business, and that's what we've been talking about here. We gave y'all our keys to the game. We went over some stats. We went over some injury reports. We went all over a little bit of this and that. And make sure you give us your predictions down there below. Like I said, I got the Cowboys winning 31-28. Bob's got them winning 34-14. Kale's 30-28. Leave your predictions down there below and a key for the Cowboys to win. Make sure and turn on your notifications.
I have a prediction. Because I've been doing pretty good.
Okay, what you got for us? Not named Malik Davis.
Fergie will score a touchdown on a shake route.
Damn, that's awful. That's awful concise. Okay. All right.
I guess we'll answer one more question for our official sponsor here this year. King Sharon is in the building. He says, how does the tie come into play? It's essentially like half a win, right? And half a loss.
Yeah, it's half a win. Yeah. But the thing is, it works.
It's also half a loss.
Yeah, it's like half a win, half a loss. See, it worked more so in Green Bay's favor with the tie, because they ended up, I think after we tied with them, the following 2 games, they had the number 1 seed. And then a lot of teams started creeping up. So
it's still a lot of games left, still a lot of time for this landscape.
And we've lost games that we should have won. Like had we won
Carolina,
Chicago,
Cardinals.
Yeah, Chicago.
All those games. I mean, had we had a defense in the first half of the season, that would have helped too.
Yeah, Chicago, Carolina, and that juggernaut of Arizona Cardinals team. Had we won those games, even with Green Bay winning the games that they had won, it would have been a battle between the Eagles, us, and Green Bay for that seed. So who's this on YouTube? Cowboys fan kills. I don't think they're going to split with Washington, because like I said, if Washington lose this week,
they're eliminated.
And Dan Quinn, more than likely, is going to take their starters out on that Christmas game, because they have nothing to play for.
Not on a Christmas game, not when everybody's watching. You think they'd do that? I mean, I could see Dan Campbell doing something like that. Bob, could you see that happening?
Sure.
Yeah, we have done that. We have done that. So,
I mean, it's on Netflix now, right?
That don't mean a damn thing. I
mean, a lot of drama.
They don't have nothing to play for.
I understand.
So in order for them to be alive or be on the string, they have to win. We have to win. It's a few teams that have to win to keep Washington in. But if Washington just lose to Minnesota, regardless of what happened with us and other teams, they're out.
Well, we know the Cowboys, if we don't win tomorrow, we likely might be out too, because that's an all-important NFC East game, or NFC game rather. But this is the Big 3 on Wednesday, Hump Day. Make sure to turn on your notifications. We will be live directly after the game tomorrow. Thursday Night Football will be a late one, so make sure you come over there and tap in with us. We're going to revisit this conversation to see if the Cowboys understood the assignment. Are the Cowboys increasing their chances to make the playoffs? Can the Cowboys go on an important 4-game road win streak? I sure hope so, because I plan on being in Minnesota next week, and we're going to bring the noise, baby. But that's my girl, Kales, with the intel. That's my guy, Bob, the Cannabis Cowboy. And this is your Big 3. We thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for all of the support, all of the green badges, and our official sponsors. Without y'all, this show doesn't happen. We'll see y'all tomorrow on the post game directly after Thursday Night Football.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.